Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're looking into something pretty interesting from OpenAI called deep research.
Yeah, it's essentially an agent built into ChatGPT designed to do, well, deep research for you.
Right, digging into complex topics using lots of different online sources. The idea is to get you up to speed quickly and thoroughly.
Exactly. And our mission today is basically to unpack how this thing works and, what it could mean for you if you need solid info fast.
Okay, so let me dive in. What's under the hood? What makes it tick?
Well, at its heart, it's running on a special version of OpenAI's O3 reasoning model.
Oh, three. That's their top tier one, right?
Yeah, their most advanced engine, specifically tuned for tasks like web browsing and analyzing data it finds. It even has this private chain of thought.
Private chain of thought. What does that mean?
It means before it even starts gathering info, it sort of strategizes internally,
Yeah.
plans out how it's going to tackle the research task. It thinks methodically.
Interesting. So it's not just reacting, it's planning its approach.
Precisely. Yeah. And it gets smarter. It uses reinforcement learning, basically getting rewarded for good research strategies and, well, penalized for bad ones.
So it learns to be more efficient over time.
Correct. And it can actually write and run Python code.
Run code.
Yeah, within a secure environment, it can perform calculations, analyze data it pulls, even create graphs. Really useful for complex data sets.
Okay, so it's got the brain, the planning, the coding skills. What does that let it do functionally?
So the core features are pretty impressive. First, there's multi-step web browsing. It doesn't just do one search.
Right.
It can autonomously search, read, and navigate through hundreds of online sources to answer complex questions. Kind of mimics how a human researcher follows leads.
Ah, so it goes down the rabbit hole, so to speak.
Exactly. And it synthesizes information from all sorts of things, text, images, PDFs it finds online.
Not just text, images and PDFs too.
Plus, you can feed it your own files, like upload a PDF report or a spreadsheet.
Oh, wow. And it incorporates that.
It integrates that uploaded data right into its research and analysis, helps connect the dots.
That sounds incredibly useful. What about keeping track of where the info came from? Citations.
It handles that automatically, generates clear, labeled citations for the sources it used, and it tries to prioritize, reliable sources, academic papers, structured reports.
Okay, that's a huge relief for anyone who's done research.
Yeah.
And the output, what does it give you?
You get a professional-grade research report, think structured, detailed analysis, references, comparable to graduate-level work sometimes. It even includes a summary of its own thinking process.
For transparency, I like that. So where would you actually use this? Give me some examples.
Oh, tons of places. Finance, for instance. Imagine comparing competitors' financial performance using their reports and recent news, all synthesized.
Okay, quick competitive analysis. What else?
Scientific research. It could pull together findings on, say, gene editing from dozens of journals, or policy analysis tracking legislation or industry trends using legal databases.
Makes sense.
Even for you, making a big purchase, like finding the absolute best commuter bike for your specific needs, pulling from reviews, expert sites, everything hyper-personalized.
Right, cutting through all the noise online, it sounds really powerful, almost transformative, but there have to be downsides, right? Limitations.
Absolutely. It's not magic.
Yeah.
One big challenge is source credibility. While it tries to prioritize good sources, it can still pull from less reliable places. You still need your critical thinking cap on.
So don't trust it blindly.
Definitely not. And there's still a risk of inaccuracies, hallucinations, as they call them. The models are getting better, but human fact-checking is still crucial.
Got it. What else?
Well, it can't access everything. Paywalls are a barrier, obviously.
Yeah.
Subscription services,
Yeah.
your company's internal files, nope.
Okay, access limitations. Anything else?
And it's computationally intensive, takes a lot of power, which means usage limits and subscription costs usually. But they do mention a lighter, cheaper version too.
Right, so powerful but needs oversight, has access limits, and can be costly. What's next for deep research? Where is it heading?
They're looking at upgrades. Things like embedding images and data visualizations directly in the reports would be nice. Also, expanding access to more private data sources like subscription databases if possible.
And making it more widely available.
That seems to be the plan. Expanding beyond the initial ChatGPT Pro users, offering that lightweight version, getting it onto mobile and desktop apps eventually.
So broader access seems likely. What's the sort of a big picture impact here? Could this change research fundamentally?
It really could. We might see huge speed-ups in analysis, massive productivity boosts. Potentially, AI like this could even contribute to novel scientific discoveries down the line.
Shifting the human role more towards interpretation.
Exactly. Focusing our efforts on the higher level thinking, the so what questions, rather than just the data gathering.
Okay, so deep research, a really potent tool for pulling knowledge together efficiently, doing some serious analysis, still has its kinks, but the potential is clearly massive.
Definitely one to watch.
So here's something for you to think about. As these AI research tools become more common, more accessible, how might that change the way you approach learning something new or making a big decision? What questions could you finally dig into? Thanks for diving deep with us today.